Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Mommy Mercy. I'm happy to be here, and I thank God so much for the direction and the inspiration that God has given us. I'm very excited to see women gathered in this number because it's a season of revival, and God wants to bring about this revival using women. Women, we are special. We are co-creators with God. Right from the inception of creation, we see that right from Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, it says that the woman is going to bring forth a seed, that the seed of the woman is going to crush the head of the serpent. And ever since then, even when you go to when you go to Revelation 12, you see that the dragon was just watching the woman closely, watching this woman because she's going to bring forth a seed. And the dragon was out to devour that seed to make sure that that woman did not succeed in that mission. So for us to have a great nation, for us to have a great continent, the women must arise and know that the next generation is entrusted into their hands. Just like when Mommy Mercy was saying, she made mention about the, the psychology of the father and mother, of the parents affecting the next generation. Every woman, this is a wake-up call to us to understand that the next generation is entrusted into our hands. You have to ask yourself as a mother, what kind of child or what kind of children am I raising? Am I raising children that will reflect the true nature of God? Am I raising children that are worthy to stand tomorrow and represent me? And recently I asked my children, I said, okay, if somebody asks you what is our family value or what principle is our family standing on, they made one or two things mentioned. But I want to put it to each and every one of us, mothers and fathers, that please, we should go back. Every family should have a family value. These are principles that guide the life of your family. Instill it in your children while they are growing, so that when they grow, they will not depart from it. So that they will keep knowing, okay, my family, we must love. Integrity is our watchword. Prayer is not something that is not a magic. It's something that we have to instill in them while they are growing. And talking about integrity, we can see that in the life of Nehemiah, because seeing the caption for the program, Nehe 418, also when I studied out, the book of Nehemiah is a classical case study for leadership. Nehemiah was a man of vision. Nehemiah had about the ruin that the wall of Jerusalem was in total ruin, that it only took somebody that could see beyond the ordinary to know that even though it looked so lifeless, like in the case of Ezekiel 37, that when we go with that mind, getting people to work together, that we can put it together. And that is what God has given to our dear mommy here. She caught the vision and she decided to invite people of like mind that can work with her to achieve this. And that is why you and I are gathered here today. And she keeps mentioning that it's a mindset thing, it's a mindset thing, it's a mindset thing, truly is a mindset thing. Because the mind, you see, is the center of human consciousness. Every change you see starts in the mind. Every change you see, the change that you and I want to see today, need to start from the mind. That is why it's written in Romans that do not be conformed to the image of the world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind. We must, everywhere today, you encounter people who are inwardly afraid, people who shrink from life because they are doubting their own personal power. A lot of us don't even know what we want. A lot of us don't even know. I came across a video by one of these popular pastors. He said he was opportuned to meet Papa Adeboye. And he went and asked, please, sir, there is something that is bothering me. That Nigeria is such a religious nation, that we have a lot of Christians. We keep praying, this program, this program, this program. But the more we pray, it's as if there is increase in crime. There is increase. See the political instability. It's just as if, look at, to even stand up and say you are a Nigerian in other nations, you just want to keep low and hide your identity, And he was asking Papa Adebo, he said, what do you think? What can we do? Is it that we are not praying enough? And he said, the answer he gave him, that we should ask God, we should pray that God will send more righteous people. And he was like, more righteous people. He said, yes. He said, because let's assume now you are an armed robber, and in a community where it's dominated by armed robber, you now want to elect a leader. Say, and a policeman is coming out to contest. Say, who will you, who will you vote for? And they said the armed robber. Meaning that in as much as we are Christians, the Christianity is more like what will I say, is an additional title now that many people, everybody is born again, everybody is born again. But what life are we living? Integrity is about you being true to your word, working what you say. And that is why he said that let your yes be yes and your no, no. For whatever is more than that is from the evil one. So integrity is something that we must, you and I must start with it. I want to also say, I'm happy I had when our sister Clara was, when she made mention about being passionate about widows, and I caught that vision too. And I authored a book, Overcoming the Challenges of Widowhood. And I want to say that building a nation, building Nigeria, building Africa, we must not all do the same thing. As a body is, we have different parts of our body. The eyes has its own function, the mouth has its own, the legs have. So each and every one of us, it's just about your gifting. It's just about you asking God, what area do you want me to go? In what aspect can I begin my own change? In what aspect can I start building this nation that you have called me into? So we must not all walk in the same direction. It's just to understand your own calling. Okay, working with widows, I came and I understand that is a mindset thing. Is a mindset thing, because oftentimes we see people, yes, we call widows, we give them support and all that. But we understand that widowhood goes beyond just calling them and fixing them. Because you can give somebody that is depressed 100,000 and all that, and the next day you still see that person, she's still in that state. So the more we understand that the mind is the center of human consciousness, the mind is the center, is where the change should begin, the better for us. And I pray that God will help us to know that and do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.